Okay, first place we're going to go is Heather Village. This is right off Boca Raton. It's got a couple street addresses inside it. Charles William George, 7447. Charles Lincoln Robert, 6040. Boy Mary Sam, 1355. I see Wood Thrush Drive in here. Charles James David, 3756. Charles Lincoln Henry, 9457. 90 Frank, Charles Lincoln 6. Charles Victor Yankee, 2811. David Lincoln 7, Victor 560. Okay, David Robert 6, George 625. David George 6, King 881. Charles Adams 70883. Alright, let's see if I can see another street. Alright, now I'm going on White Dove Street inside here. Robert King Frank 422. Boy James Paul 8493. 361 William Sam George. Charles Frank Paul, 1908. Charles Boy 5, King 261. Charles Paul Nancy, 7615. David Mary 9, Zebra 805. Charles Robert 5, King 368. Mary Henry Lincoln, 289. Boy David, 4216. 753 Victor James Charles. Charles Nancy 9, Zebra 418. Boy Victor Henry 4354. Charles Nancy James 4236. Charles Lincoln Henry 9768. David Nancy 1, Zebra 568. Boy William Paul 7649. Boy Paul David 4087. Charles Mary Paul 3791. Boy Victor James 4111. David William 8, Victor 888, Charles Zebra Robert 5557, Boy Paul Charles 5500, Boy King 2, X-Ray 510, Boy Lincoln 9, Frank 339, Boy Edward 2, 2486, Charles Victor Yankee 6102, Boy Paul 3, 8892, David William 7, Yankee 052, David Charles Yankee, 6334. David Boy Henry, 4514. Boy Henry, 0846. Alright. Head up to the next street inside here. Next street inside here is called Starling. Boy Victor King, 8140. Charles Lincoln Henry, 1883. Boy Zebra Henry, 1048. David Charles Yankee, 6427. Charles Lincoln Henry, 8089. David James 6, X-Ray 458. Here's one with a flat tire. Damn. Shit. Never mind, that's a paper tag. Charles Lincoln James, 3218. Boy Sam Paul, 3846. David Frank James, 3327. Charles Victor Yankee, 6067. Charles Mary 1, David 093. Charles William Zebra, 3817. Boy James Paul, 9943. Charles King 2, Victor 969. Charles Victor Yankee 7370. Charles Victor Yankee 7639. David Charles Yankee 4450. Charles Victor Yankee 0951. Boy Victor James 8043. David William 8, Frank 286. This last street up here looks like Martindale. David Frank 4, Paul 840. David Boy James 0302. Charles Sam 0220. Two more cars. CK3 Tom 072 and Boy James 9 King 111.